Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I have been very generous to this game. I have sung its praises quite a lot. I called it much better than people give it credit for, and if you just get used to the controls you can have a lot of fun. You can't with this level. It's absolute garbage. Let's just get this out of the way here. I will show you a pretty clean run here, where I get all of the silver medals without deaths and reach the end in a relatively good amount of time. It's not an S rank, this will be a separate video because god, this is long enough already. But 1/3 of this video are just deaths. Look forward to that. But now let's just talk about the level itself. You see these black hole eyes opening up, look pretty cool, that's something at least. They suck you in. It's kind of hard to tell from how I move because I kind of know how to get out of their event horizon, but as you get close to them you get drawn more and more towards them, and if you are, for example, in a state where you can't really accelerate, like say in a jump, because this game's air physics don't work. Speaking of physics that don't work, I don't know why these are suddenly a one-hit for Tails, but I think that the rings get stuck in their hitbox and then hit them over and over again, which is fine. But anyway, if you are in the air and one of these things is close to you, you are dead, because there is no air acceleration in Sonic 2006, and this happens all the time in this level. And if they touch you, I'm not kidding, I'm not dead, you are instantly dead. These are instant kill black holes that erase the character and you have to start over at the current section at least. There's plenty of extra lives around, but for a new player this won't matter. And did I mention that they even suck in rings? Because they do. Navigating around them is a massive headache. Like, you see what's happening here, and I have a real big advantage because Omega is the fastest character in the game if he gets up to speed like so. Only touching these statues turns off the black holes for a bit, but they will come back, they're on a timer. So within like 30 seconds or so, a new batch of black holes will open up, then another 30 seconds, another batch of black holes opens up, and then you're just completely lost because everything is full of black holes. This is a level which demands that you just go through it at a high pace. There are some safe routes you can take, but here, for example, if I were to go to the right, oops, black hole in the middle of nowhere, just catching you out of thin air, you are dead. We are going to see a bunch of these moments in the footage at the end, the death reel basically, where I show off like, oh, by the way, I just got killed by something out of nowhere because I didn't know the level completely yet. This is also one of these parts where it's just like, it's really badly designed. Trying to hit these things in the air is a exercise in frustration because Omega's shot is a very big crapshoot if it homes in or not, and that means that as you jump up from the spring you keep getting hit again and again, and if you are not careful and not speedy enough, then a black hole will open behind you, just suck you out of the spring and kill you. Knuckles' section is probably the worst of all of them. It's really bad. We will see a lot of deaths in his section. I'm also going to devote a bit of the section to just exploring a little, because you don't really see much here, because this is like the entirety of the tropical jungle map just like strewn together, and most of it is completely irrelevant, but because, you know, Knuckles plays like garbage anyway, and then you suddenly have him flying, oh, there's a black hole, you're dead. That's just, ugh, it's terrible. Anyway, here is where the Chaos Emerald is, in this inconspicuous island. Just kill a few guys here just to see, maybe I can make the points up, you know, for an S rank. I keep up hope here, but it's not gonna work out, it's not efficient enough. The S rank is actually kind of difficult to get. Silver section is also quite bad. And there's like no value judgment here. Lots of people have experiences and frustrations with different sections. I've heard from people who are like, oh yeah, Rouge's section is the worst. Not a problem for me, but that doesn't discredit their experiences, you know. Everybody has their own problems. When I was first playing the game, I could not get past Silver section for the longest time because Silver is not a very fast character. Now I do know at this point how his teleport dash works, which helps a lot to mitigate a little bit, but it's still not great, you know. Yeah. Here is something I'm trying, just killing these guys. Does this do anything? In effect, What I didn't find out at the moment, if you do kill them, then platforms open up to the left, and this is the intended way to cross. The black hole will probably still suck you out, so I would advise you, if you are foolish enough to replay this after me, after the stunning endorsement I give it at the moment, is that you just do what I do and not try for this. This is also something that happens a lot for silver. It's just like, oh, there's a black hole now and you're getting sucked in, and as you can see, it's extremely hard to fight against them with his slow ass. I'm basically using a slingshot maneuver here to use the gravitational pull of one of the black holes to suck me out of the event horizon of another, which is a super big brain strategy, and I feel like they expected you to use this. And by the way, it does suck in the spike balls, that's great. If the spike ball's in front of you, that's bad. You might also notice that all of these super black holes that open up now that the timer has run its course and it's at the worst level, they also kill all the enemies, which is like great in one sense, but on the other hand, then why the hell are the enemies even here? And on another hand is, if you do want to S rank, you better get there quickly and kill those enemies before the black holes kill them for you, because environmental kills, if you remember, do not give you any points, because this game is badly made sometimes. This jump here is also complete garbage. If you do not know that there is just a tiny ledge over here, maybe from playing the level as Sonic too much, then oops, suddenly in the drink you go, and getting pulled in by a black hole that is just around the corner, it doesn't help matters, you know. This is also the intended ways to kill these enemies. These platforms rise up, but here it's very easy to just glide over, so just do that. Don't bother unless you are going for an S rank, or the chance for an S rank at the very least. So, Rouge's section, you better get good at gliding here, because hitting these tiny platforms, not so easy. And also, this is basically the ideal route. I stumbled upon this by accident. You can make life very hard if you choose the wrong pillars to glide to and from. I will show this in the death reel. There is exactly one death where I decided to try a different route. Don't do that. Do what I do, and you're going to have a relatively easy time with Rouge. And again, don't linger, it's not worth it. I'm basically just playing around here, like maybe I can get like the S rank and ring run, just don't, it's fine, just try to finish the level and then think about these frivolities at some other point. It's not just a no death run. Anyway, getting up here just to reset everything, thank you. By the way, there is two kinds of black holes. The red ones expel stuff and just throw random boxes. Some of them are just, you know, normal metal boxes. They push you off course a little bit, but some of them are exploding. Did I mention that they are in fact random? Sometimes you just take damage, sometimes you get knocked out of the air by physics. It's great. Amy's section should be the worst, but I found a quite easy route where you avoid all of the bullshit. Otherwise, she has the distinction of being the slowest character in the game, yes, slower than Silver, and no way to accelerate, which Silver has as a saving grace. That does mean that if you ever get stuck in the event horizon of a black hole, Amy is dead. There is absolutely nothing you can do. You are screwed if you meet one of those. So you should hoof it as fast as she can and know ideally in advance where they are going to be and give them as wide a berth as possible. I did have a lot of trouble with this when I first played the game, because I thought you had to go in the middle of these, which is a complete fool's errand. Just go around here. And it's like they put all of these black holes in the middle, so it's like they expected you to go through there and like struggle insanely, because that you are going to die in there, but it's like they don't know that you can just jump around, or is that the puzzle? I don't know. This stage makes no sense. It's so badly designed. It's very obvious that they made this at the very end, because, you know, just remixes existing level assets and then put characters in wherever and just try to make everybody have to do a little bit of that. But even this corridor, for example, if you don't touch that statue and then hoof it immediately, go through here as fast as possible, a black hole is going to open up in the middle of the corridor. You're dead. just go. Shadow section, perhaps the best section because it uses the best section of the game. It's also quite hard, you know, just genuinely hard. This is a about as close as you can get to this being a somewhat fair-ish challenge. And yes, we have just shown the eagle depositing you directly into one of the black holes, but Shadow's acceleration is okay, so he has a chance of getting away from them. The level is pretty open, you can choose tons of paths, you know, because it was a good level to begin with. And this means that genuinely this can be kind of fun, but you know, it's at the end of all of this garbage, so it's very, very stressful. I'm trying to see if I can get back here and then thinking better, because this is not the way to go. Because getting the 10th medal is actually its own very special layer of bullshit. Let me show you exactly what you have to do to get to the 10th medal. First of all, you have to take a different path entirely, so it's almost like it was not designed with the idea of getting all 10 medals in one run in the first place. Because you have to get back here, where we were before, and you can't jump back up. I've tried, you just die, I'll show it. Take the eagle this time up here to one of the platforms which I actually explored the least in the original run. Take this here where you have to drop down quite a lot. There's a second route if you don't get it, but it's also a little bit And take this route up here, which also explored like once. And by the way, if you do not hoof it immediately, these birds will shoot you off that grind rail. No questions, no mercy. And then this is the real big bullshit part. You remember these floating boxes where I couldn't find out how to deal with them? Well, you hit this thing twice and it changes the path of the wind, which I had to look up because there is nothing whatsoever suggesting that this is how it works. And this is the only one of these that works like this. It's bullshit. It makes no sense. It's completely obscure. It's never explained anywhere. And this is the only way to get this 10th silver medal, because it is so high up and no amount of shadow gliding somewhere can help you with it. But this is it. 10 silver medals. The last 10 silver medals in the game, completely gotten. Wonderful. Now, please enjoy the closing cutscene of End of the World. And yes, this is the one with the kiss.
Oh, Chaos Emeralds, Gems of Miracles, please heed my call. I wish to save this world. I wish to cleanse my father's sin. And I wish to talk to Sonic once again. You have given me so many things. Now it is my time to return the favor. I care not what happens to me, but please heed my voice. Sonic, come back. To me, to us.
Alright, I sincerely hope you don't think that I'm being too harsh on the game all of a sudden. I still like it, as you should like the video. But not this level. This level is just absolute garbage, and I've always hated it, and even replaying it with my knowledge now and the control I have, it's still asinine, you know? Because air control, it's bad, yeah? It's like, oh, there is this extra section at the start. Should I just go up here? Are there goodies? Is it nice to go up here? Is it a good idea? It's not. Just go through the level as quickly as possible. You'll save yourself a lot of pain, because you know the first statue to turn off all of these slowly appearing black holes is all the way up there. So you are really screwing yourself if you do not go up there, because you know they screw up your air control and you have to have fine air control here. So yeah, it's not fun. This is by far the deadliest section of this level, because just hitting this ring is not fun, and you know, just like you linger a little bit too much and one of these damn things just opens up in the middle of your jump. Great. And also something that's fun, you can hit this ring, but if you have already expanded your flight gauge, I guess, once, then oh, you're dying again. This wall running section here is also present in Omega's part. You can only get there by tanking damage. It's like they just copied the level and didn't think about it. Well, anyway, as you can see, Omega's speed does help to get away from these things, so this wasn't actually a death. Yeah, but there are going to be more. Like, for example, here, if you shoot in the air, oh, you lose all momentum. Oh, that's too bad that there is a thing behind you, you're dead. Also, these things can bug out. If it was already in the start of an opening animation, then touching the statue doesn't actually prevent it from opening. Nice surprise, ah? Anyway, these fire jets actually do damage you, which is a bit annoying, because, you know, this part, as I've mentioned before, bit fucky. I don't like it. It's very easy to get hit here, because these things are ugh. You know, like so. Getting into melee range with them is a death sentence, so try to avoid it, yeah? And here I also got hit at some point, so let's see how it goes, huh? It's not gonna go good. Oh, whoops. Yeah, because you can't even stand far away from them just to be safe. How about the homing attack here? Maybe? Oh yeah, by the way, there's a black hole here. As I mentioned, you take too long, you get eaten. Also not fun. Knuckles. This is gonna take a bit. I just wanted to show off this beautiful moment of physics interacting, because you know his glide is just a tiny bit hindered by this thing. Everything working as intended with the corners here and the collision. Anyway, this is the first time I really explored the level and was like, oh yeah, here, I think here it is. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, cool. This worked a lot better than in the main run, didn't it? And there is all of this section back here, and you can turn off the things again. You can explore for a little bit and try some speed tactics, you know, because I kind of know how Knuckles work, but not really. And then all the way back here is like, you know, I didn't even know where the Chaos Emerald was at this point. Like, I had played through the level before, just forgotten. So it was like, maybe it is at the actual end of the level, you know, because they made all of these enemies here. Like, why wouldn't there be something here? And I mean, you know where the Chaos Emerald is. It's not here. There's just nothing here. It's great. There's not even an extra life or something. Like, why did they even populate this section with enemies then? Why did they put all of the black holes here? Is this really just meant to waste your time? I think so. Yeah? It's like, oh. And then you have this situation. It's like, come on, please. Oh my god. It just doesn't work. Knuckles is not fast enough to get out of there. There is nothing I could have done there. I think maybe charging up, man. Yeah, and by the way, this move, yeah, just never use it, please. It is so bad. It will instantly get you killed. It's just completely impossible to use for any situation. Like here, for example, like, oh, I saw the black hole come up, so maybe I should just dive down quickly on the platform. Oh, it was a bit too early, huh? Wonderful. I think the hitbox of the enemy actually pushed me off. It's great. It's super great. Anyway, let's explore a little bit more with Knuckles. For example, here. Let's try going down, maybe. Is this safe? Nope. Let's go up here. Ah, just a little bit too late. Ah, it's fine. Ah, that doesn't work. Let's try here. Oh, yeah. That's fine. Another roof, another camera. Oh, there was a thing up there. Cool. Great. Ah, love it. Restart again. Nice. These are from various attempts, so that don't pay attention to the live totals and so on. Just like cutting stuff together here, getting more frustrated as a rewatch. Like, for example, here. Oh, there's a black hole behind these boxes. Ah, that's very nice. I could have seen this coming. Sure. Remember this? Ah, let's get away from here. Oh, no, it's locked in animation. Knuckles, please. I failed a lot, as I said, the first time I played this as Silver. I failed sometimes here, so just the sheer scope of how difficult it actually is to navigate around these for a new player is not necessarily represented by what I do here. Like here, for example, as I said, they suck the spike balls in. Suddenly they fly against you, and then while you're in the recovery animation, oh, whoops, and yeah, this can keep happening as well. Just like opening it behind you because, you know. Anyway, this is what happens if you deviate from the path with Rouge, whereas it's like, maybe this guy on the platform is a little bit annoying. Let's just go up here and, oh, the platform is actually breaking, the pillar is breaking beneath me, that's cool. Let's try to go here then instead and take a different pillar. Oh no, there's a black hole on the way, let's take this pillar. Oh, the pillar is breaking and now you can't hold on to it for some reason. Cool, that's very nice. Thank you, game, amazing. I didn't fail with Amy because I found the perfect path and just took it. It's like I could have forced a death, but you know, but why would I do that? If you take any other path with Amy, you run into a black hole, you die, there's nothing you can do. This is not a death, I'm just showing off this path here, which is populated by a lot of enemies that are very hard to avoid, and it's very confusing, and also some very unfortunately placed black holes, and then they actually had the good graces here to point you directly with the statue towards the end of the level, so that's nice. It's a valid way to get through here really quickly. Here's also where I first saw the silver medal, so my camera work here like, well, how the hell do I get up there? Took me quite a bit actually. By the way, ring trails, still bad. Don't trust them. And on we go here. What will happen next? Oh yeah, that's right. Pressing the homing attack button at the wrong time here. Oops. Yeah, you have to dip down a little bit more. I was just too impatient. And that's also something that happened to me a lot. Whoa, 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 whoa. When I first played this game. It's just not fun. Anyway, you can homing attack these things. That's nice, isn't it? This is where I try to get back up there. And I realize, oh, it's actually quite high, isn't it? Oops. I mean, that's my fault. But it's just showing that, yeah, you do have to take this circuitous route around there. It's also fun because the black hole appears, kills the enemy underneath me, making sure that my homing attack doesn't have a target anymore, and thus I die. It's great. This one is also kind of fun, where I try to get here into that ring, and it's like, but, there is a second way to do it. Didn't realize at first that these things were not actually purple enemies, because you know the lighting, which is actually kind of cool. Like, if this level worked, it would be kind of cool, but it just, you know, it doesn't. This is the first time where like, do I have to switch the paths here? And I'm just trying, it's like, no. As you can see here, just a demonstration. Switching this doesn't do anything. Hitting it again doesn't do anything. Also, as I said, these pieces of shit can snipe you off the air trail, which is just, yeah, and you have to go here as soon as possible. You cannot experiment around. If they have started shooting already, if you go on here, you're dead. It's wonderful. Anyway, one final clip, which is just another demonstration of how things can go wrong with the wind trails if you explore around. And I will already say, thank you very much for your attention. Upcoming is the S-Rank video separately. Bye!